This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Nick.
This is Fish Jelly.
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
I'm better. How are you?
Okay. I still feel crunchy, so there's a lot of gurgling and coughing happening.
There was sickness visited upon this house this week.
But still I rise, I guess. I don't know.
No, won't he do it?
Halloween was on Friday. I hope people had a fun, safe time. Mm-hmm. We did a live review for the film Face Off, the 1997 film starring Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Directed by John Woo.
And for people who seem confused, Nick was Gladys from Weapons, and I was old girl from Eyes Without a Face, the daughter who needs the face transplant.
I saw a lot of Gladyses last night.
I am not surprised.
That did a better job than me, but...
Well, yours was kind of like put together.
Yes.
Like you look like, I mean, if you didn't have the facial hair, you would have just been a lady who works in the library or something. But speaking of costumes, Taraji P. Henson went all out this year. She did like 6 full photo shoots as Janet Jackson. It started with her doing the scene for Colored Girls, where she confronts her DL husband about having sex with men. Mm-hmm. And also you doing the bending. And she's there with the short hair and the red dress. So she dropped that first. Then she drops a full photo shoot for the visuals from Got Till It's Gone, from the Velvet Rope album. Mm-hmm. And then the single art, the cover art for Together Again. Mm-hmm. So that was impressive. Then she has a full photo shoot from the I Get Lonely video. And then she ends it with a photo shoot from the Scream video with Janet's brother Michael. But these aren't like cutesy little, this is like full hair, makeup, photography, lighting. It's really impressive. I hope that, I mean, I don't know what else this would be for except for funsies. But...
which seems a lot of, girl, you got a lot of time on your hands. But also, I would be interested in comparing how much effort and time was put into that versus maybe one of her productions with Tyler Perry.
Well, more. Yeah,
exactly.
I think the engagement was high. I mean, these posts got a lot of engagement.
Exactly, and
Janet
that's why
reshared them. I mean, you know, so there's some value. I just am really impressed. She looks really good. Mm-hmm. And they progressively got more, like, there were a couple where I had to do a double take because she's posting like her image against the reference image, like in the carousel. And as I was swiping, I was like, oh, wait, that's not Janet. That's Taraji. Mm-hmm. So good job to the hair and makeup people and the photographers and Taraji. This is really cool. And we know Taraji likes Janet because there's some behind the scenes video of her meeting Janet at a tour with Tasha Smith. Mm-hmm. And Taraji is like fangirling out of her mind, which of course I think is really cute.
And didn't Taraji take kind of her place in the Why Did I Get Married third film?
Well, kind of the big star of the new one instead of Janet is going to be Taraji.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not surprised Janet's not doing it. Her character kind of left on a sour note.
She did.
I mean, she basically got her husband killed.
But what
in a homophobic rant. So
what about Patricia Agnew?
Well, I hope Janet's going to do something in the new year. But anyway. Okay, more Halloween costumes. Julia Fox. Did you see what she dressed up as?
No, I don't pay attention to her, really.
A bloody Jackie Kennedy. So like the pink outfit she was in when her husband was assassinated and covered in blood, that's what she wore.
Yeah, like Parker Posey in House of Yes.
Which when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this, I don't know under what circumstances she thought this was okay. And of course, people were not happy with that. Her response after the backlash was, I'm dressed as Jackie Kennedy in the pink suit, not as a costume, but as a statement. The image of the delicate pink suit splattered with blood is one of the most haunting juxtapositions in modern history, beauty and horror, poise and devastation. She goes on to say, a woman weaponizing image and grace to expose brutality. It's about trauma, power, and how femininity itself is a form of resistance. Long live Jackie O. I mean, that sounds nice, but you at some, wherever, she was at some Halloween party in New York City and you show up like this. I don't know. I mean, maybe if this were like an installation at MoMA, like something I'd take a little more seriously, and there's context behind, and maybe there are other women throughout history who had to bear the weight of, the tragedy around them. Mm-hmm. Maybe I could buy it. But this lady at a Halloween party dressed like this, I don't know.
Well,
it's too much.
I think this Julia's taste level is constantly in question, and this is further evidence of that. But I think it's making a particular statement, and what the statement that she put out is not the statement that outfit makes.
But I'm sure people have their thoughts. Okay, on Halloween, Robert Englund received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh.
And I was reading that, oh gosh, now I'm embarrassed. Who's the man who directed Halloween?
John Carpenter.
That John Carpenter was also set to get it that day. And he said, no, let Robert Englund have it for Halloween. So I don't know if he's rescheduling for next Halloween but I thought that was a class act. Also, Robert Englund is younger than
John Carpenter.
So that's generous.
Yeah.
If what I read is correct. But he picked up his star, which I think is deserving. He embodied a truly iconic horror character.
That's true.
Because when you think of the top three, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger, only one we associate with the actor. I mean, unless you're like a horror hound who knows all these people's names, but everyone knows Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger.
Yes.
Like he really is that character. So it's nice to see that he got a star, and it's always interesting to see who shows up for them. Mm-hmm. So for him, Heather Langenkamp showed up, which I think's nice.
That's sweet.
To give a little something, and Eli Roth. So I think that's nice.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay, I was reading this story. The headline, why actress in infamous Terrifier scene is suing the film. So this lady in the first Terrifier, who I recognize, Catherine Corcoran, she's basically suing for inappropriate conduct, but mainly for breach of contract. Because in this low budget film that she did, and receiving like a flat, low rate, because I think based on SAG regulations, she got like the bare minimum, which was like $100 a day. Mm-hmm. But in her contract, she negotiated 1% of the gross from the franchise.
Oh.
Yeah. So we know that second movie made money, and that third movie made a lot more money. And she claims that these people only gave her $8,000. So she said, run me my money.
That doesn't sound right.
Listen, if you have a contract and it says what it says and the numbers don't make sense, give this lady her money. Then the inappropriate conduct is not so much like sexual assault. It's like the conditions in which she had to work. And then...
Well, in that first film...
Yeah, and then that she didn't want to do a nude scene and then agreed to like just be topless, and then did not authorize them to take still photographs of her, which were then used in the second film. So
wow, okay,
that's interesting. I mean, at the bare minimum, if this lady is owed a 1% of what all these movies made, just write her a check.
Right.
Just write this lady a check. I was surprised to see this in the next story. You know the show Ridiculousness on MTV?
Yes.
With Rob Dyrdek?
I every time that pops up, I can't believe that's still on.
Well, baby, it got canceled.
Oh, shit.
After 14 years and 46 seasons. Rob Dyrdek reminds me of my brother-in-law. like their voice and kind of how they look too.
Yeah.
So I like him, and I like Ridiculousness because I like those kind of fail type videos. But I couldn't believe it stayed on this long.
He reminded me of Michael Rappaport, kind of.
It, it's on MTV, music television, which stopped playing music a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
And then for its main, because they have multiple channels. Like MTV, like depending on what kind of cable you have, there's like MTV2, MTV3. But the main programming for a lot of regions is just Ridiculousness on a loop.
Yeah. And then who's that lady that all she does is laugh?
I know. What is her name?
She's pretty, but
she's so unmemorable to me. I've seen her there are 1,700 episodes, and I bet I've seen most of them, and I don't know her name.
Legit, she just sits there and laughs. Is that her only gig?
No, hold on. Now we have to look up who it is. So hold on.
Pretty laughing lady.
That's what I'm typing in. Her name is Chanel West Coast.
Chanel.
And she is a rapper too.
Oh.
And I've listened to some of her music. It's not as whack as you want it to be. Like, she's not the worst.
I don't want people to be whack.
The main thing I think about her whenever I see her is I don't like her hair.
Oh, okay.
She's always too done up for me. But yeah, so many episodes, sort of a staple for MTV. It's going to be canceled after 2026.
Huh.
I think Paramount owns MTV, and they're maybe trying to go back to like more original content. I don't know. I feel like a channel called MTV should be focused on music.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what the ratings are like. I don't know what the show was doing. I'm assuming it was a moneymaker for ads, but because of ratings, it just feels so weird that there's no music on MTV. Did you have MTV as a kid?
My friends did.
Yeah, I didn't really have friends, but my mom's friend who had sons, they had MTV, so sometimes I would go over there and watch it.
Oh, so many weekends where my little reprobate friends, where but at the end of the night, that is what would be on while they're smoking things they shouldn't in their little stale rooms, and MTV was on.
Moving on, I have to tell a story. I was at the Houston airport on my way back from Fort Lauderdale, and I like to board the plane last. Like, I hate standing in the line, and I just rather just be the last one to get on. And I'm not trying to put anything in the overhead. But I'm waiting, and there's this lady with a kid. She's probably like in her early 20s, and she's holding a baby and a bag, and like she's overwhelmed, and she looks distraught. And I'm kind of standing next to her, and the gate agent is asking her, like, do you want to board? And she's like, well, my boyfriend's not here, and she starts panicking. And the point of the story is this woman had a full-on meltdown thinking her man had abandoned her at the airport.
Oh, no.
She was crying. I know hysterical is not the word I'm supposed to use, but she was really...
She thought he walked away with all her stuff.
Yes, Loretta Devine. And this is not funny, but it was funny / relieving. The man walks up.
Oh.
And he's like, what? Like what's wrong? I thought you left. And I'm standing there just watching it. I thought you left me. Oh. He's like, no, babe, I went to get Starbucks. Because the Houston airport, the terminals are kind of whatever. I think the one Starbucks, there must be two, because there was one not too far. Or maybe he walked. I don't know. He was gone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched this lady stand there for a minute. Like, from the time we started boarding until it was time everyone needs to get on the plane. So he was gone for like 20 minutes to get his little latte or whatever it was.
And that was where her mind went.
Oh my God.
Isn't that sad?
It is. I felt so bad for her. Like, damn, girl, you thought your man left. It would be different if like you went off to go do something and I'm like, oh my God, the plane. Like,
right.
I need to
You need to get your ass over here.
Well, I need to stall. I need to you can't close the door. My husband is, but she wasn't giving that energy. She was giving like, I just got left at the altar.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her.
And yeah, how old did the kid was? How old do you think?
You know, I'm bad with babies, but
yeah. So I mean,
but this baby was like small, like it couldn't stand up.
Yeah. So there's a lot of uh, emotions and hormones. And,
Yeah, maybe, and her hormone, maybe. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to say that either, but she just seemed like she was in a very vulnerable place.
But yes,
to think that her man left her at the airport. Anyway, for anyone who lives in Fort Lauderdale, could you comment below? I was there last week, and I got a rental car, and I got upgraded to like a very nice car. So I was like, let me drive around. Gas is cheap, so I spent a lot of time just driving. The traffic lights in Fort Lauderdale, it's like they're so stubborn. It doesn't matter what time of day, how many cars are out. It's going to go through the cycle.
Oh, God.
So it's like 90 seconds no matter what. Like you're just sitting there. Am I crazy? Can anyone verify that the traffic lights in Fort Lauderdale are the fool? It was very frustrating. Okay, moving on to the restaurant section. So I have been to Fort Lauderdale many times before, and the first time I went, I discovered a place called Rosie's Bar and Grill. And there are a few people I've spoken to over the years, and even on my recent trip, where they were like, well, where are you going for dinner? Rosie's. And they're all like, oh, like, why would you go there? It would be like if someone told you, oh, I'm going to go to Hamburger Mary's for dinner, and you're like, why?
Like, okay, get that out of your system.
But the first time I went to this place, I had a chicken salad there that I thought was so good. So now every time I'm in Fort Lauderdale, I have to go to this place. And I went to Rosie's like 4 times and had the same meal, which was their tropical chicken salad with their loaded potato salad.
And
it was good.
Everything you remembered?
You know, it's very simple. It's just like, it looks like fresh chicken, not canned, like fresh chicken breast diced up with mayo. There's coconut in there, celery, grapes. But I think what sends it for me is the bread. It's like this multi-grain bread that I think has walnuts, because my mouth was effed up that entire week.
Okay.
Because I'm allergic to walnuts. But
oh my.
But that was good. And then the loaded potato salad is really good. But you know what? Eating there made me think, I feel like I would be the old man who lives like, I probably will always live near like a city. Like I don't picture myself living in like off the grid, but I would be the old man who goes to the same restaurant every day for breakfast.
You Robert Forster.
Yeah, like I would be that man. Like you're going to see me every day at 7, and I'm always going to get my black coffee with my breakfast sandwich. And some pumpkin loaf or something, you know, like that's always going to be my order. And they're going to know me.
Some child at the,
and I'm going to read my,
like, there's that cranky old man.
Yeah. And I'm going to read my, whatever I bring. That's going to be me. And then I tried a new place it's called Drip and Dolce. It's like a cafe that's next to Trunks.
Trunks in West Hollywood?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, first off, since I was a teenager coming to West Hollywood in the 90s, that location has been so many things.
Yes.
Since we've moved here 14 years ago, how many places has that been?
You know, we're not over there we don't have cause to be over there. Every time I do,
it's a new place.
There's a new place. Jeez.
And I don't know what it is that, because some places persist, like even the gay bars, because that one on the corner the last place I recall it being was called Blazing Saddles or something like that. Something
else now. Oh, wait, that one's not open.
That's not open anymore, but over the years that keeps recycling. The place that that location with the Drip and Dolce, that's been a million things. I remember one Christmas, my mom and I coming out here and having like an Italian dinner for Christmas at that location.
God.
And that would have been like 2007 maybe. No, even earlier. But anyway. Oh, and then next to it, there's that Froyo shop.
Yeah, that's still there.
And somehow that place is still there after all these years. It made it through COVID.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, and they have a lot of stuff in there now too.
Yeah, over the years, they've just become like this. You know what it probably is? All these FAGs and their weed vapes. And they're smart because they're open late. And you can just walk down there and
grab some stuff.
And grab some sweets.
Yep.
But yeah, Drip and Dolce, so their specialty, I think, is croissants. And they have sweet and savory. And these croissants are not normal croissants. It was amazing. And I got their like breakfast croissant. So it had scrambled eggs, cheese, crispy prosciutto.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is because, every time I order prosciutto, I'm like, oh, I hate that it's kind of fatty and stringy. But the fact that it was crispy made it extra good. And then some kind of like pepper jam with roasted potatoes. I was very pleased with that food, and it wasn't that expensive. And then if you would have seen their sweet croissants, they were very impressive. And they weren't that expensive. I was expecting it to be like significantly more than what it was. So I hope this place lasts long enough for you to go try it, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Knowing this place or this location. Okay, films released we didn't cover. Bahubali the Epic.
Yeah, the new SS Rajamouli.
Is that the person who did
RRR?
Yes. Oh, I'm glad I got it right.
He has a new movie that I feel like I haven't heard shit about, but his last film took a while to kind of take off, I think. So maybe that'll be the same. But yeah, he's got a new movie that came out. Apparently, though, this was the lowest U.S. box office in 30 years since the Halloween box office since 1997.
Oh, I read that. Yeah.
So, but I mean, there weren't really Bugonia expanded. There weren't really any major releases. So maybe that's why.
Hollow Road.
Rosamund Pike was in this. It's directed by Babak Anvari. And I saw a screener of this several months ago. It's okay. It's one of those a situation where these parents get a call in the middle of the night from their child that they were I think they hit somebody with their car and they kind of have to go help them. And are they going to try to help cover it up? Blah, 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 blah. But it's interesting and worth a look if it's anywhere around you.
Lesbian Space Princess.
This is an animated film that sounds interesting.
Not for my children.
About a lesbian bounty hunter saving her ex-girlfriend.
Nouvelle Vague.
The second Richard Linklater film that I saw this at Cannes. I thought it was just fine. It's basically beautifully shot in black and white, but about the making of Godard's Breathless and the kind of the efforts that it took to make that film, and that's what it's about.
Projects of interest. King Snake.
Jeff Nichols is reuniting with his well, I guess muse, Michael Shannon and Margaret Qualley for this Southern Gothic tale.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jeff Nichols well enough. I think a decade ago, everybody was buzzing about how he could do no wrong. But I mean, I don't love all of his films, but Take Shelter, I think, is excellent.
This week on Patreon, we reviewed a few things. Suspiria, the 1977 version. I do want to mention in that review, I relayed a story about a shady taxi cab driver in Berlin. Mm-hmm. And I received many messages asking, well, what happened? I never actually finished the story, which is very on brand for me. So for people who were concerned that I didn't make it back from Berlin, I did make my flight. I wasn't late. I didn't have to reschedule. So if people want to know the full story, they can go to Patreon and listen to the Suspiria review. And then we reviewed The Handmaiden, the 2016 Park Chan-wook movie. Mm-hmm. And then we have a review for the film Duel, directed by...
We didn't record that yet.
Well, by the time this comes out.
Look at you.
You're like when Stephen Colbert interviewed Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm. And at the end of their interview, he goes, oh, so you're going to sing for us. And she goes, well, didn't I already do that? He's like, no, Gaga. Like, hello, stupid. We're pre-recording things. Anyway.
My mind doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately, there are many entries in the obituaries.
Oh, God. I've been oblivious because I've been laid up on the couch for 4 days.
It's so many that I didn't even pull them up. Okay, here. Please bear with me.
God, I hate being ill, by the way.
Okay, first I have Maria Rivas. She was a Spanish television, film, and stage actress who I think worked mostly in telenovelas. She died at the age of 81 in the beautiful Mexico City. Uh-huh. And then Prunella Scales. She's an English actress who I think is best known for a sitcom called Faulty Towers.
Oh, yeah, Faulty Towers. My mother used to like Faulty Towers.
And then there is a man named, Tchéky Karyo. He's
He
a French
died?
actor.
You've seen him in stuff.
You know who he looks like to me, looking at younger pictures? Oscar Isaacs, who we saw. We were at a screening of The Secret Agent for like a Brazilian film festival. It was like the opening night film.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a big deal out of it. We had to wait a long time for this movie to start.
Yes.
But Oscar Isaacs, he was sitting right in front of us, and he was accompanied by Ana de Armas.
Yeah, they were just like chatting. No, it wasn't Oscar Isaac.
Who's that man?
Gianni Versace.
Yeah, that's not Oscar
That's
Isaac.
not Oscar Isaac.
Who is that?
That's the Venezuelan. What's his name? Edgar Ramirez.
Baby, I'm so sorry to all of y'all. I think Tchéky Karyo looks like Edgar Ramirez. And Edgar Ramirez was at the screening of The Secret Agent, and he was accompanied by Ana de Armas, and they were sitting in front of us.
They were having a very animated conversation.
I wonder what Tom Cruise thinks about that, because isn't he dating her?
Is he? He's been in so many things for years. I didn't realize that he died. My mind always goes to this Zulawski film that he was in, or my brain. Yeah, L'amour braque, with Sophie Marceau, who Zulawski was married to for most of the 80s at least, which I think in translation means limpid love. But wow.
Okay, then Peter Watkins. He's an English filmmaker.
I was going to say that's a director.
So he died at the age of 90. Then we have June Lockhart. She was an American actress known for films like A Christmas Carol and Meet Me in St. Louis. She died at the age of 100.
Yeah, she's old. Yeah.
And for her.
Oh,
Lastly,
Peter Watkins, Punishment Park. Okay.
Björn Andrésen died at the age of 70. I know him from a documentary called The Most Beautiful Boy in the World.
Yeah.
Which was our first YouTube video to get like views. And I'm so embarrassed about that video because I was talking so loose and crazy. Don't go watch that video, but that's how I know who he is. But he's in an adaptation of Death in Venice.
Yes, Visconti discovered him.
Yeah. And it's about like an inappropriate relationship, right?
It's based on the Thomas Mann novel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he passed away recently at the age of 70.
It's about fixation and death, decay.
All right. The secret film this week.
Yes. Tell us.
I wasn't prepared. Hold on.
But you were the one
okay.
Steering the boat here.
The secret film this week was my choice, and I chose the 1988 American blaxploitation action comedy film Action Jackson, starring Carl Weathers.
What do you call this, blaxploitation?
I feel like it's a blend.
It's a blend. You know, watching it, I was thinking, it's too bad Carl Weathers wasn't in his prime a decade before, when he could have been headlining a ton of movies like this, like Fred Williamson and Jim Brown, etc.
It's directed by Craig R. Baxley.
It was his debut.
What is this movie about? Vengeance drives a tough Detroit cop to stay on the trail of a power-hungry auto magnate who is systematically eliminating his competition. Okay, I feel like this movie is very recognizable.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but I feel like for a long time, because this movie came out when I was like 10, but I feel like I know Action Jackson.
Action Jackson, yes.
And of course I know Carl Weathers from Rocky.
Well, so the Baxley, who directed this, was the stunt coordinator on Predator, which starred Carl Weathers and Bill Duke.
Carl Weathers is in Predator?
Yeah.
Oh, my when I think about Carl Weathers, I think about Apollo Creed.
Oh, of course.
I didn't realize he was in Predator.
Yeah, his signature, sure. But
so the name Action Jackson, if you would have asked me like 20 years ago, I probably would have said it's a TV show. but I know that it is that. Okay, so this film stars Carl Weathers, Craig T. Nelson, Vanity, Sharon Stone. I know we mentioned this film maybe on Patreon a month ago, and there were comments. People were excited about it. So I was excited about it. We watched the trailer, and the trailer's fun. It's bombastic.
Oh, yeah, I've been wanting to watch this for...
So you were excited to see it. I have to say, after completing it, it's a little bit of a letdown.
It is, but it's fun seeing all these people.
The story. So Carl Weathers plays Action Jackson. That's not an easy name for me to say.
No, Detective Jericho Jackson.
So he works for the Detroit Police Department. He is a sergeant. He used to be a lieutenant, but he was demoted after roughing up the spoiled son of a powerful businessman, auto tycoon Peter Delaplane, who's played by Craig T. Nelson, who, of course, I know from Coach.
Oh, yes.
And Poltergeist 2?
Poltergeist? Well, yeah, he's the dad.
He's in both?
Yeah.
Is he in all three?
I'm sure, with Joanne.
So...
Or Joe Beth, sorry, Joanne.
So the villain of the story is Peter Delaplane, Craig T. Nelson. Basically, what he's trying to do is eliminate his business rivals and union leaders so that he can have control. And Action Jackson sniffs this out and starts to suspect that Craig T. Nelson is behind it. So he wants to do something about it. And then Action Jackson crosses paths with Delaplane's second wife, it is?
Yes.
Sharon Stone.
Yes.
This is pre-Basic Instinct.
She'd been around since the early 80s because she's in that, what's that Wes Craven film from even several years before? Or in that divorce dramedy, Irreconcilable Differences. She'd been around for years already.
So Sharon Stone gives Action Jackson some info. We're going to get to it, but she confides in him in a way that I just don't understand. But the main... female in the movie is Sydney Ash, a nightclub singer hooked on drugs, played by Vanity, who is in several other films during this era.
Just like this.
Playing the same character because she's in that Gene Simmons crossdresser movie.
Never Too Young to Die.
With a very cute John Stamos. And then you remembered she was in...
We watched that Billy D. Williams movie
where his name is Hamburger.
Is it called Deadly Illusion?
And the white lady in it is
Morgan Fairchild.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Vanity, I guess, is good for these roles. But the bulk of the movie is Action Jackson running around with this junkie, Vanity, trying to figure out what's going on. And it's all just slapshot and random.
Yes.
And culminates in a showdown between Action Jackson and Craig T. Nelson. And of course, Action Jackson kills everyone. It's important to note that Vanity's character is fully strung out on drugs. Craig T. Nelson's character, we see him injecting her.
But what kind of drug? I mean, I've never done heroin, but it looks like it would be heroin, but without spoons and stuff. Like,
she seems pretty put together for someone who's but he is injecting her with these drugs to control her. Although he's married to an equally beautiful woman who seems like she's there willingly for the money and the whatever,
who's arguing for what a good man he is.
I don't know why he needed to drug Vanity. Couldn't he just give her a little money and she would have been
fine?
Is that, I'm not gonna go too far with this, but yeah, you'd rather have sex with someone who's not on drugs.
You would think.
I
don't know, but he is a creep, so I don't know.
But yeah, all's well that ends well. But Vanity is a full-on drug addict. She's sober for like 3 hours. And halfway through that 3 hours, we see her about to let someone give her a hit. And then at the very end, she's like, "Oh, I dropped it cold turkey."
The flop house that they're staying in, she rooted that man out without going down to the front desk.
Yes.
So she was a truffle hunter.
That's a truffle pig.
Yeah, that truffle.
That's a truffle pig. But she at the end is like, yeah, I'm clean. And Action Jackson's like, well, we can be a couple now. The end.
Yep.
This movie is a mess. I will say it is quintessential, like 80s action cinema. It's loud. It's funny. Like I can see it's trying to be funny. I was laughing at it, not with it. It's over the top. It's packed with stunts. It's trying to give us one-liners, although I can't remember any, except doesn't Action Jackson's about to hit someone with a flamethrower
Towards the end.
and doesn't he say something like, do you like barbecue, or
How do you like your ribs?
he likes that. And then of course you have the swagger of Carl Weathers. So because I knew the name Action Jackson, and then when you see Carl Weathers, you think that this is going to be a kick-ass, like this handsome, muscular man is going to be so suave and he's just going to be like super cop.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. He's kind of like a nincompoop.
His thought process is about, why would you do that, sir?
It's
right
giving
now.
like unfunny Inspector Gadget.
Well, just like when he confronts Craig T. Nelson and Sharon Stone in that restaurant with the picture of his slain buddy. Like, why would you do that right there? Like,
When we first meet Action Jackson, his ex-partner, like in the police department, who I'm assuming they were partners for a long time, that man doesn't respect him. So it's like, it's so confusing. And then Carl Weathers' boss, I'm assuming the police chief, is played by Bill Duke.
yes.
Bill Duke doesn't really respect him. People in the neighborhood. Also, this is Detroit. And while I do think the scope of like all the sets, the locations, it's, you know, I think it looks pretty good, but it doesn't seem like anyone knows Action Jackson.
Well, Bill Duke, when we first calls him in the office, that's an awkward scene too, because his ex-partner goes in and he eavesdrops, and then he goes in there, and basically Bill Duke tells him like, look, I was going to this gig tonight, but you're going to step in for me, and this is a test for you.
And then immediately causes problems.
Because old boy Craig T. Nelson won Citizen of the Year or whatever, and it's to celebrate him, and that's the reason that, you know, you were demoted. And Carl Weathers goes off. How can he get that award?
It's like he has no common sense.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Fool, you've already been demoted dealing with this man in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're here showing your ass when your boss told you, like you just said, this is a test.
Mm-hmm.
You failed. Okay, let me just start going through my notes. The film started out with a bang, literally, because we see some rich guy with his lady in their fancy penthouse, and all of a sudden these three men who reminded me of like the band Poison were ninjas show up. And then it's like, oh God, they're going to do something. But immediately the lady, one of those bad guys, punches the shit out of that lady.
That is Mary Ellen Trainor, who I feel, is she an Executive Decision or something? No.
I was screaming because you don't often see women get hit like that.
Oh, she gets like takes it straight in the face.
They knock her damn lights out. Then they end up, because they're in this high-rise building, they end up knocking the man out of like the window, and he falls to his death on fire. So you see this body falling down this high-rise on fire.
She's in Die Hard. Anyway, Ed O. Ross, also a character actor. You've seen in tons of stuff. Really great film called The Hidden. Anyway,
but also he's holding a handgun, and I don't know anything about guns really. Although I did go to a shooting range with your dad, and the gun had a certain amount of bullets in it, and it seems like this man is shooting way more bullets than would be in this gun, and it still doesn't kill anyone. But yeah, the opening was fun. It was over the top, loud. So I thought, okay. But then when we get to the police precinct and meet Action Jackson, because before we get there, there are these two cops, a black cop and a white cop. And the black cop is being real problematic. And the white cop you recognized.
isn't
he from Back to the Future?
Tom Wilson. He's got such a not memorable name, stage name, but Kornblau, is that his the cop's name? But yeah, Tom Wilson.
But they're being problematic and they are racial profiling this kid down to the ground. And then it's like, damn. But then this kid actually does try to steal some lady's purse. And then the lady.
I thought that was a drag queen.
Okay. There's this woman on social media. Well, it's not there's this black gay guy who Terry Joe. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Terry Joe? No.
Okay, hold on. There is a social media like influencer person named Terry Joe, and it's this black gay guy who dresses as this woman, and her whole shtick is that she's very religious, homophobic, racist. The person who gets their purse stolen looked exactly like Terry Joe.
Okay.
Like exactly like Terry Joe. So when this kid, which you found out some information about him.
I think his name, the character's name was Albert. So I was looking him up. Didn't do a lot of other films, but wrote and directed things, including, I think, Woman Thou Art Loosed, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah, Woman Thou Art Loosed, you wrote the script for. Remember that with Kimberly Elise?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find, I want to show you a picture of Terry Joe. She's in the middle.
Oh yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. except the woman in Action Jackson you're referring to is less feminine. Yeah,
less feminine and like of greater stature. But this kid Albert, he tries to steal her purse, and of course this lady knocks his ass out. And the police are saying like, "Give it a minute, let her." He says something like, "Let it percolate, let her whip his ass." They take him into the precinct, and he tries to get away, but they had told him like, "Oh, your punishment is going to be that we're going to have you talk to Action Jackson." And they describe him. So this kid runs from the police. They catch him because he runs into Action Jackson's desk and spills coffee on him. Mm-hmm. And when Carl Weathers stands up, of course, he's an imposing figure. This kid faints. And then we get many moments throughout the film where this kid sees Action Jackson and like is very intimidated. I'm like runny nose right now. Sorry. I don't understand this character. He pops up literally throughout the entire film, scared of Action Jackson.
Yep. I'm like, oh, that's going to be the comedic relief, I guess.
But he's the only one who seems to be scared of Action Jackson.
Yeah. Everybody else is like, oh, you're Action Jackson?
I'm very confused by it. Okay. So we find out that Jericho Jackson, Carl Weathers' character, has a Harvard law degree. That was even more confusing to me because his boss, doesn't Bill Duke ask him like, I don't even know why you're here with a Harvard law degree.
Right.
Like, yeah, why are you here?
You're not written like you have a Harvard law degree.
Yeah, like what is happening? When we first see Sharon Stone, didn't I scream she's doing blackface?
Oh, she looks...
Her makeup is crazy. It's giving like Raven from Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like she is painted 3 shades darker than her actual skin tone.
My God, why are you so brown?
And the cinematography doesn't help.
God, I'm on a jag. Yeah, everything watching this felt, everything was hazy and smoky and unclear, and it's not because we need to see a restored version. Everything just looked grimy to me.
Okay, when we meet Vanity, she's in this nightclub singing a song called Faraway Eyes. And you know how there are those videos of artists where they're dancing really hard and it's like, I don't know. Oh, there's that one of Kelly Clarkson. Like Kelly Clarkson doesn't have a single song that would require her to act like this. That's how Vanity's moving. And she reminded me of like, she thinks Karen White has a song called Superwoman.
Oh, yeah.
It's like she's trying to give us that, but Faraway Eyes is not it. It sounds ridiculous.
And she's singing just for Craig T. Nelson in that moment.
Right. Then we see her with Action Jackson and they're walking down the street. And she's like, so why do they call you Action Jack? Like a car almost hits them.
Yeah.
So again, I don't understand why they're making his character seem so like prone to mishaps but then there's no humor in it.
No.
Okay. Then that with a name like Action Jackson, I was expecting him to be like Super Cop, like he can do anything.
Yes.
The only time we really see him do something like Super Copy is this man jumps over a moving taxi cab.
Yeah, with the cab driver who's a character, I believe that's Bob Miner, that shows up several times because Action Jackson kind of has a vendetta against him because of that scene with the taxi where everything gets out of control, because that man later is used as a would-be assassin at Craig T. Nelson's house up in the lights.
Okay, the biggest surprise in this story, and one of the more shocking, well, I would say the most shocking moment to me, and one of the more confusing aspects of the story, is Sharon Stone meets Action Jackson at that gala event that Bill Duke sent him to.
Yes.
And it seems like immediately when we first meet her and she's in blackface, she's immediately drawn to Jericho Jackson.
I assume they already knew each other.
I was confused. Like she was acting like she was attracted to him. But then when he confronts Craig T. Nelson, like you already said, she's looking like, I was very confused by what her
MO was.
Yeah. But at one point, she tries to confide in Carl Weathers. He shows up at her house
right as she's
about to leave.
Well, also her feather. She's scared at what she's overheard. Is he the butler?
Yeah. So then when Carl Weathers shows up, she's like, "Oh, are you going into town?" "Yes." "Well, I'm going to go with you." And then they go sit at a restaurant and she just confides in him, tells him everything. Also in that scene, that kid Albert shows up, just randomly walks into the restaurant, sees Carl Weathers and like freaks out.
Like he pops his head in to look at himself in the mirror.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
But I was shocked because when Sharon Stone gets back home and Craig T. Nelson shows up and he asks her what she was up to, she goes, "Oh, well, I went to talk to Action Jackson." "Oh, okay. What'd you tell him?" "Well, I just told him what I'd heard. I'm worried." She thinks like, "Oh, it's all good that I just tell this business that my husband was being secretive about."
Uh-huh.
And what does Craig T. Nelson do? Shoot and kill Sharon Stone. So she's dispatched pretty early on in the film. I was shocked.
I was too. She wasn't a huge star then. This also before Total Recall even. But I think there are racial undertones with the Craig T. Nelson character that they aren't being too explicit about.
Well, yeah, because there are two equally beautiful women, right? Sharon Stone and Vanity.
Mm-hmm.
And the one he makes like his trophy. He marries her. He does right by her.
Yes.
People know her. And then the black one, he
keeps strung out.
Yeah, she's basically like his drug slave. So but of course, a movie like this is not going to go too deep into it.
But also with how he feels about Carl Weathers, because I think that he is threatened by him as a black man as well.
Well, and I think he's bothered that this black man kind of brought shame to his family, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but the reason Action Jackson roughed up his son is because he's a little sexual predator.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure it brought shame to his family.
But the way they talk about Sharon Stone characters, like there's only a woman like that beautiful, and he comes around once in a while, and she's this beautiful white woman with this black cop that he's threatened by. That's what he has. He doesn't blink twice and shoots and kills her. And then later on, when he dresses up, what I was trying to say about the Bob Miner character, remember they put him in that red shirt and he whispers to Carl Weathers, like, you all look the same you all look the same.
Oh, we'll get to that. But yeah. But getting back to Sharon Stone, I feel like what would have made this more effective, especially with her character, is what if the reason she was helping Action Jackson is because she also thought that son was a creep.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
And that she thinks her husband is like not a good person, needs to be stopped. But I didn't get that sense. It just seemed like she was this naive, dumb woman who talks too much.
Well, and then it's like Carl Weathers, when Sharon Stone's like, "Oh, he's such a good man and you just don't know him like I do. You two are more alike than you realize." But it's like, do you know about Vanity?
Right. Well, speaking of vanity, I feel like they spend most of the character development is showing what a junkie she is. They mention
Yes.
her needing a fix so many times. Action Jackson at one point tells her to her face, "You're just a worthless junkie."
Yeah.
And immediately she goes, "Can we stop for a fix? Just a little one." Like, damn, bitch. They are really hitting it home that she has a problem.
She got a sweet tooth.
Okay, getting back to, I lovingly refer to him as AJ. AJ, a plot point is that he has this classic convertible that's like his pride and joy. It's in mint condition. And he's with this junkie vanity driving through like a really sketchy part of Detroit. And this fool parks this car in a sketchy ass alley.
Uh-huh.
And when they come back and he sees that his car's been stripped, he's like, "Oh, what happened?" Sir, you are a police officer in this city. You can't tell me that you thought that parking a car like this in this alley would make any sense.
Nope, not known.
Why do they do him like this?
Yeah, he seems really simple. Like, were you born yesterday?
Okay, one character I did like is they end up, as you called it, a flop house. It's like this.
Oh, the desk manager?
The Roach Motel. And the desk manager is funny.
Yeah.
He has like 12 teeth in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
And so he speaks in a very gravelly, impeded way that I thought was fun. But, and how does he tell him, like, I need a room for the two of us and she has a sweet tooth. So you need to put us on the floor where there aren't many people.
Yep.
Meaning like she's a junkie and she can't get a fix. So he gives them the presidential suite. It doesn't have any roaches.
That I think that's Kid Sable is the character, Chino Fats Williams.
And he says, "Oh, in the morning I'll have Albert bring you breakfast." So the next morning, that same kid shows up with like what looked like a nice breakfast. There's no way that this Roach Motel in this sketchy ass part of Detroit, where did they make that food? It had a proper tray. It looked like proper room service.
Yeah, no,
there's no way. But Vanity's upset because she's like, "You didn't even try to have sex with me last night. So you're either a queer or a cop." And AJ says, "I'm not a queer." So then she's like, "Okay, well, what's your story?" She agrees to help him. They go looking for some people, specifically someone named Papa Docs.
Yeah, that scene was really unnecessary.
That was really weird. And they end up in this bar, and then like
some man's testicles are in a jar.
It's Papa Doc's testicles.
Yeah.
And then Poison Ninja Group show up, and then there's like a showdown. But then there's another kind of slick little moment where Vanity jumps in and basically pretends that AJ is a crazy like preacher man.
And her brother.
And so we get Action Jackson like doing some like
street preaching,
schizophrenic street preacher thing, and then they get into a big fight. Oh, Miguel Nunez is in the scene playing like the main baddie.
And then also they're credited as a pool room thug number 1. Pool room thug number 2 is Branscombe Richmond, who you've also seen in so many things.
Then the man at the flop house, the front desk man, he's like, "Oh, well, I could have told you Papa Docs is dead. His balls are in a jar." Like, okay. If you want some information, you should go see D down at the barbershop. So let me get to the barbershop, and it's this woman who I recognize. She's done a lot.
Armelia McQueen.
Yeah, she's not the Pine Sol lady, but she reminds me of the Pine Sol lady.
She was kind of giving me Divine Joy Randolph
or her
vibes in this.
But then it was unfortunate because she had a lot of good energy, but that scene was like pointless.
It was, yeah. Just I don't know.
I think the most fun moment is Carl Weathers. Action Jackson is running in the streets trying to get transportation because his car has been stripped. He can't use it. And he stops this person in a Volkswagen Beetle.
That's my favorite
"Police,
scene.
We need your car." And that person goes, "The fuck you are."
Yeah, that was my favorite moment, actually. Because that, excuse me, no, I got somewhere to be.
Okay, the climax where Craig T. Nelson shows up at this warehouse, and all of these movies are the same, where the bad guy has the protagonist literally tied up, ready to kill them.
Yep.
Also, the imagery of Carl Weathers shirtless and glistening, it was giving very much like slave auction. I don't know. I didn't like that.
Yeah, like Django.
I didn't like that.
Mhm.
But he's there, and then you have Craig T. Nelson explaining his entire plan.
Yes. Don't need to know that. So.
How he's killing off the union people and that he doesn't want to be in politics because the power is behind the... Why? Every movie like this, the antagonist does this, which gives the protagonist time to devise a plan to escape.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happens.
Yes.
And then we get to... Because he also explains... Craig T. Nelson explains to Action Jackson that my ultimate plan... Because I'm going to set it up so everyone thinks you killed Sharon Stone. And then I'm going to get that guy who kind of looks like you because you all look alike.
But he says it a little hushed. He doesn't want the other guy to hear.
I shouldn't. Well, he says like he doesn't want to hear. He doesn't want the other black man to hear.
Yes, exactly.
But he tells Carl Weathers, I'm going to have old boy over here shoot and kill another union leader. But he's going to dress like you. So everyone's going to think it's you. So your name will be sullied. I'll be in the clear and have the power I want. So then we get a scene where they're at this fancy party and the assassination goes left.
But there's also a good moment at that party because this white woman comes up to Craig T. Nelson and she goes, doesn't she say, I'm scandalized there was no one to park my car.
She goes, I was scandalized. There was no one there to park our car.
Bitch.
I thought that was funny because that would be something I would say. Like, you invited me to this chicken shit gig and I have to figure out where to put my car. I was told there'd be valet. But another moment that was funny from that. Well, there are two funny moments. So Craig T. Nelson has like his right-hand man, Mr. Ed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with two D's.
With two D's. And he's a big old man.
Yeah. He's giving me kind of fat Albert. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was a little confused because at the party, Mr. Ed decides to help Action Jackson. And we see Mr. Ed jump from a height.
That is impossible.
There is no way this man, who looks like he's 6'5", 400 pounds, jumped.
His weight is actually a line in the movie.
That's right. There is no way Mr. Ed, he would have been, his kneecaps would have shot out like bullets. There is no way.
That man was played by Prince Hughes, who died at the age of 56 in 2004.
His ankles would have disintegrated.
He played... you might recognize him from the first Naked Gun movie. He was Idi Amin.
So he ends up helping Action Jackson help like stop the assassination and try to get the bad guys. But Craig T. Nelson grabs Vanity so he can kill her. I don't know why that was his number one priority.
I don't know
is
either.
To take her upstairs, and he says before I kill her, I'm going to have sex with her.
But
I don't know why that's your number one priority.
I don't know.
But the best moment in that scene, and probably what we saw in the trailer that made me think this movie was going to be gonzo, is Action Jackson. There is a Pontiac Fiero parked at this party with the keys in it, I guess, or maybe it was running. I don't know. He jumps in this car, bulldozes into this mansion, drives up the stairs, down the hallway, into the master bedroom to stop Craig T. Nelson. Mm-hmm. That was insane.
Wide hallways. Yeah, that was kind of fantastic. I did like that moment.
And then, of course, all's well that ends well because the bad guys are done and discovered. And Bill Duke tells Action Jackson, good job, Lieutenant.
No, he said, I want the paperwork in the morning, Lieutenant.
Right. He's like, in the morning. Yes, in the morning, Lieutenant. Oh, man, I wish this would have been better.
And then Vanity saying like, I'm cold jerky.
This lady has been sober for 3 hours talking about cold turkey ex-junkie. What? Like, bitch, in the 3 hours you've been sober, you tried to get a hit at the 90-minute mark. So I think that you need a little time.
Yeah, we need to.
But AJ is like, yeah, let's be together. Okay. I looked up some things.
Oh, yeah?
So the director...
Craig R. Baxley, you're familiar with him, actually.
From what?
We recently kind of watched Dark Angel, which he did right after this, which was also called I Come in Peace.
Oh, that one that was kind of impressive.
With Dolph Lundgren.
Oh no, that was terrible.
No, it was terrible. Where there's those
The aliens who used like CDs,
those flinging CD disc things. Yeah, that was terrible. But
what's the name of that movie?
well, Dark Angel technically,
Angel.
but
we talked about it on Patreon.
But also Stone Cold.
Oh,
which is terrible.
Well, Craig R. Baxley was a stunt coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Predator.
So he did a Predator, the A-Team. So I will say this film, Action Jackson, you know, I mean, it's not the production value is good.
Yeah.
I guess this was supposed to be Carl Weathers' big break as a leading man after Rocky and Predator.
Damn.
I feel like you said, he should have been much bigger.
I agree.
Than he was, because he has the look and the charisma. He's magnetic.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. Like, this was not. He deserves something way better than this.
Yes, he did. But and God, it's like they give him one chance.
I'm very familiar with Vanity because Vanity 6 had that song Nasty Girl, and
yes,
she's a beauty. She kind of is giving me like Halle Berry with long hair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's stunning. The fact that she's played the same character in at least 3 movies I can think of now.
Well, and then
she just seems so limited.
Isn't she in The Last Dragon, which I've still never seen?
Yeah, that poor lady. And then now we know she's like evangelical.
She's dead.
Well, she's dead. Yeah, but like she turned into, which I feel like there could be a deep dive into, which I'm not going to get into now, but imagining being this, like, what must it be like to be so beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
And then have these men like a prince and like to be so desirable and be given these opportunities. And I'm sure that she was taken advantage of in ways. And,
I'm sure she had to put up with so much toxic behavior.
Mm-hmm. And felt like she had to make herself available. And then, you know, she turned to religion and then kind of denounced all of it. And so it seems like she had a rough go, but girl, you were not good in this movie.
No.
The film is set in Detroit, and we all know Motor City is like the home of U.S. auto manufacturing. And Craig T. Nelson's character is involved in the auto industry. So that's kind of it's like, I don't think it's a theme, but it is sort of a plot point. Mm-hmm. So that's cool, I guess. And then Action Jackson, that nickname was a common sports nickname. And I mean, I guess I could have guessed this if you asked me, but I guess I didn't realize Carl Weathers played in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the producers had hoped that there would either be a sequel or a series, but because of the box office results, it had a budget around $7 million and grossed $20 million. So
which isn't miserable. I mean,
I feel like if you make double, it's like breaking even.
Sure, but I don't know.
Oh, there are several Predator alums because it's Carl Weathers, Bill Duke, and Sonny Lantham. I don't know who Sonny Lantham was, though.
I'd have to look. Off the top of my head, my mind's going blank. But
and then the blaxploitation element, I do kind of feel like you have this no nonsense cop who's kind of like working outside the rules, and you know the villain is this white guy who doesn't really respect the black character. So that's giving me blaxploitation vibes, and it inspired more modern films like Black Dynamite and Undercover Brother.
Oh, sure.
But I can see why people...
Sonny Landham. Was he the one? Yes. Is he the one that's given the drugs to Vanity in the Flophouse?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Who looked like Richard Ramirez, kind of?
Yeah, like really sweaty.
I can... this is one of those movies where like I know people are going to comment before they listen to us saying like, I love this movie. And it's like, yeah, I could see how like if you were a teenager in the 80s, this seemed cool. But watching it as a middle-aged man, it's a little disappointing. Carl Weathers deserved way better than this as his first leading role.
I agree.
What would you give Action Jackson?
I still highly enjoyed watching it, but a 2.
I don't know that I highly enjoyed it. It might be more, it would have been more fun maybe seeing it in a theater with a bunch of people and having had a few glasses of wine. But sitting on my couch on a Friday night, like, not so much. I would give it 2 out of 5 as well. So I don't know what's happening this week, but...
Oh, well, there's a few things. I mean...
I know we have reviews for Nuremberg. and Die My Love.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're seeing Hamnet.
Yeah. Maybe Predator Badlands on Monday.
Oh, I'd be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you reading anything?
Still, Cassandra at the Wedding. I've been ill this week, so.
Well, clearly we've been gurgling and hacking and
I have not
slurping.
I have not been laid out by something like that since I can't remember when, and it felt like a Twilight Zone week for me.
Well, I hope you get better.
Likewise.
Well, or not. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
What's meant to be is meant to be.
Well, no, I am better now, but it's like,
are you?
my
Okay.
God, like I don't do well. I don't do well with fever, as it turns out.
Oh, that's it. That's what's going to get you is a fever.
You know that
we're going to do you like Ed Gein did and put you in an ice bath.
No. You know, the one thing that I can't stand vomiting, and I did not have that symptom of this flu, so there was that at least.
Well, I don't think vomiting is a common symptom of the flu, is it?
Well, like a stomach flu. So I didn't have the stomach flu. I had whatever gives you fever and aches and chills for days on it.
Lastly, people seem to like that little graphic I made for Face Off, where it's like the two of us, like half face.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in the merch shop, and this drops on Sunday. And I think Sunday is the last day where all the merch is 20% off.
Oh.
So stop what you're doing, stop this podcast, and go buy some merch.
Stop the track!
To help support us buying the cat more plastic nails. I pledge that money specifically will go to the cat's nails. Is there anything else?
No.
Ta-ta.